We do now Be'ez Hashem Mizboach Maseches Peah, Daf Lamed Hey. We started already the previous year a little bit. Now we're going to Halacha Beis. Notal Mixtus HaPeah V'Zork Al Hashar. He took a little bit of Peah and then he threw it on the rest. The way he wants to protect it, all of it should go to him. Ein Le'Ba Klum. Then we take away everything from him. Because he did something wrong, we take away everything. If he fell upon it, or he put his garment, they take it away, they say, no, you can't take. The same applies to leket or to a bundle. You cannot do this trick and throw your stuff, your garments on it, and that's the way you have to collect it, you have to pick it up. You take everything away from him. Ad kedoin mezet. Shoygig. How about he didn't know? He didn't know. I don't know. He didn't know if you're not supposed to do it, or he's a shoygig. He thought that's the right thing to do. I'm not sure what means shoygig. He unintentionally, maybe it fell on unintentionally. I feel like kirichos. How about bundle? He had already a bundle. He took already the Peah, he made it into a bundle, and then he threw the bundle. Do we take away that bundle from him? Or do we say that, or maybe he took even a bundle of shikha, maybe? Maybe that's so recognizable that that's his bundle, we shouldn't take it away from him. A person has a right, there's a kinyan, it's called kinyan dalat amas. The Gemara brings it down above Metzia. If a person is within the 4 amas of a Metzia, he gets it. My time, where do we see that? It says, the Melech said, I prepared Zov Kikrim Meya Elef, Chesef Elef Alofim Kikrim. So it says that the Melech prepared a lot of material for the best of English. B'yayna Omar, B'yoshi Aboya, Man Kayom. Im b'toich Arba Amas Oshehu. Im b'chutz l'Arba Amas, Yesh Odom Magdish Dosh Ein Shaloi. We answered it by Magdish Edition. It's a strange thing, Pshat, that the Gemara understood that what is the story with Oz Melech? He had all these things, all these objects, and he says he was poor. I mean, how can he be poor if he has so much? So we say, Im b'soich arba amos oshehu. Where do they bring these things? If all these objects were in his Dalat Amas, means they bought something in his Dalat Amas, and then they bought more stuff, and more stuff, and more stuff. So, how can it be he's not an oni? He owns first everything, the millions of dollars, and then he's Magdish. So Gemara says, you must talk a case that everything that came in his Dalat Amas was Magdish right away. So you can say he was poor because he didn't own too much. If you pay $100, Magdish, $100 Magdish. But anyway, we see from this, it's an interesting drasha. We see from this drasha that Medalat Amas helps by matana. Really, it's here matana that people gave for the Melech the money. But the Shlosh says it also works by hefker. Let's see it. It doesn't say clearly here that it works by hefker, but that's what Shlokish holds. What does it mean, the word ba'anyi? He says a different pshat. but only means something else. This should be like in brackets because it's not explaining the Gemara. It means she'ein ashir tein she'omer ba'olam. Davachar she'bes'ana magdish dos l'shamayim. This is a different pshat. Heis Rabbi Yanke by Hashem Resh Lakish. V'hotanina, and it says like this. It says in the Mishnah, Roz ha'metzia nafal le'le, vo achav hechzik ba, zeh she'hechzik ba zacha ba. That's what it says in our Mishnah, in Bav Metzia. Amaleit, in Pasish lo Amal Yisrael b'amashali. So you see it from there. Now, Resh Lakish holds that Dalet Amos helps by Metzia also. That's his main statement. Even though the Melech story is not Metzia, but he holds a help by Metzia. He didn't say it. So what's the problem? He was ready to Betach Dal Damas. He didn't say that. That's why it cannot be kind of the grain that's Peah. Same story already. All these cases he did not say it. He must, even the ones that say that Yizoich Dalet Amos by Metzia or by Hefker, you must say it. So anyway, this is the shitta of Resh Lakish. Now Rabbi Yochanan says, yes, true, Zube Gitten and Metzia also. So all these questions can actually be asked. Mash inkim b'matona. Matona not. So really, Resh Lakish and Rabbi Yochanan are arguing only in regards to Matana. Metzia, everybody agrees. Because that's his member of Abba Kohen Baradala. He was a Tana. Nobody argues on him. The argument starts by Matana, or by Piron Choiv. And this is a little confusing because the Yerushalmi is not so clear about this, but this is what it comes out from the Sugya, that Rabbi Yochanan agrees that by Metzia it helps Dalet Amos. It's important to understand. Metzia. Ruda Vech and Ruda Resh Lakish. Shneim Oisen Kal V'Choyim. It's also, I changed the words because the way it is inside is very hard. It's not legible. The words are not do not look. You can look inside. You'll see how you cannot read the words as it is. Ruda Resh Lakish. Resh Lakish has a Kal V'Chomer. Let's see the Kal V'Chomer of Resh Lakish. Ma emetzia she'ein zoich b'das acheres. Resh Lakish holds Magbiya Matzila Chaveira Loi Kana Chaveira. That's shit of Resh Lakish. You have to know that that's in a different place. He holds in general the din by Metzia Magbiya Matzila Chaveira Loi Kana Chaveira. So if Metzia that you cannot pick up with somebody else, Dalet Amos Zoiches Loi, Maton Shezoiche Bo Madas Acheres Loi Koshkesh Dalet Amos Zoiches Loi, Maton that you could be mezaka with somebody else, for sure Dalet Amos Zoiches Loi. That's why Resh Lakish has a Kal V'Chomer to say his Savara that Dalet Amos helps by Matana. Not like Rabbi Yochanan. It's a Kal V'Chomer from Metzia. Metzia, there's no Das Acheres. And still, Dalet Amos helps. For sure, Matana that does help Das Acheres, for sure Dalet Amos helps. Ruda Rabbi Yochanan, what's Rabbi Yochanan's Kal V'Chomer? The other way around. Ma Matana she'ein zoiche b'matach Dalet Amos. He holds that's a given for him. That this whole Dalet Amos is only instituted for Metzia, not for Matana. For sure, somebody else can be mezaka. For sure that you could be makna metzia l'chaveri. So there's a double machlokes between Yochanan and Resh Lakish in these two areas, these two halachas. Let's just sum it up here. It shouldn't be confusing here. So the givens are, everybody agrees, metzia helps Dalat Amos. That's a Abba Kohen Baradala said. Nobody argues on him. Another fact, everybody agrees, matona, you could be mezaka somebody else. That's a famous fact in the whole Shas. The two things that they're arguing, and they have opposite svaras, is, number one, how about matona Dalat Amos? Yochanan says does not work, Dalat Amos matona. It only works by metzia. And then the second question is, how about Magbi Metzila Chaveiroi, Kana Chaveiroi? Yochanan says Kana, and Resh Lakish says Loi Kana. Heis Rabbi Yasser, but Tanino Chein LeInyan Ki HaKedushin. That's not like Rabbi Yochanan. Amalei Hi Gittin Hi Kedushin. If it tells by Gittin, he asked his questions on Rabbi Yochanan. Chein LeInyan Kedushin. So it works because just like I say throw it into the ocean, it helps. So you pay back a choiv, I say throw it to me, if it comes into a Dalat Amos, it's okay. So that's, you can figure that out, even according to Rabbi Yochanan, that helped, that does, according to him, that the Kana was only by Metzia. Still, it makes sense that it should help by a choiv. Amar Vavokal, Elin Hatesefta, means all these questions. Rabbi Moshe Kemesa Shlok Shmeiz Keb Yochanan, Mekabel Menei Pasel, Mekabel Menei Paselei Kilan Pesraya. I don't know exactly the translation of these words, but it means that he was something to this effect, that he had an answer like these answers that we had here. Peah in koitz and oisa b'magros and oikos b'kadumais geshe leyaku ish esrei. It's dangerous. Gimel abois b'yayim mesha'ache b'chatzois b'minche galil oime le'amro elish le'is fichzu. At least 3 times you have to open your gate to let the poor people gather the gleanings, the leket shikram peah. Kiva oime omesh le'isifu. So based on a certain house of rich people that owned a lot of fields, they put a string, a rope, and they used to 2 things. Number one, they used to pick up the bundles according to a chevel. Used to pick. Not sure if it means picking the bundles or koitz malakta means picking. So l'chayre, the more here says that they used to cut also malkitim oisem machevel v'noisnem peah mikol umen v'umen. I guess it's 2 separate things. It's 2 separate things. Talking the leket that happened later, they picked the bundles. They made a special rows. Each row they picked separately. My voice. Maybe it's connected because since the way they did it, they were picking the bundles on a single file. And that's why they gave Peah from each row. Maybe it's related, these two things. Means it came uncovered. The uncover means you open up the door, you let people come in. It's just the old people. It's just the opposite. Don't open up the door more than these times. If you want to make it only one time, no problem. Idea was, don't open it too many times, and then the people would miss out and they wouldn't know when to come. So this is the end of Daf 35 and 36. Beit Hashem Yisbarach 35 and 36.